Hey friends, this is Robert Lowe, and I am here to continue with the solar survey questions. And today we're going to cover a few more questions here, and they are: how much electricity disappears between a power plant and your plug? Why does this electricity disappear? What is the consequences? What is the consequence of the amount of power that is lost between the power plant and your plug? What are you actually paying for on your current plan compared to having a solar system? So this is what I'm going to cover today. So bear with me here. So first question. Well, I'm just going to try to cover all of this in one big answer. How much energy is lost as it goes from generation to your plug? All right, let's break this down step by step. All right, now consider a lump of coal or any other raw material like gas or petroleum or some sort of nuclear material. Now, but I'm going to say just coal. Consider a lump of coal sticking to a power plant, and only a third of that energy actually makes it onto the grid as electricity. That's just physics for you. You can't really change that. Next, that electricity travels onto big, long distance, high voltage power lines, sometimes hundreds of miles cross country. We call this transmission. All right. As the electricity flows through wires, it heats up. We lose another 2% just warming the air. Then there's distribution. When electricity or where electricity flows through your neighborhood on smaller, lower voltage power lines. Now transformers step it down to a voltage that's safe for your home. In fact, in that last mile or so, we lose about 4% of that energy. So by the time it hits your home, 5 or 6% of that energy has literally flown away as heat. But in rural states, where people are spread out, like Wyoming or like Iowa, we lose way less. Here's why. The high voltage cross-country transmission lines lose less energy than smaller lines, or the smaller lines that you see in your neighborhood. Think of it as the bigger the power line, the smaller the losses. Another cool thing you can see, a cool thing is that you can actually see the losses. Notice how power lines sag in the middle. Some is gravity, but the rest is heat, like the heat that's caused by electricity, and that heat causes the metal in those power lines to expand, and when they expand, they sag. All right, therefore you can see the losses. Now, power lines sag more on hotter days, and therefore they leak more energy on hotter days. Now, after that energy enters your home or your business, it travels into your home and to its final destination, your plug. Utility companies now meticulously measure losses from the power plant to your meter, but once it enters your home, they stop measuring. Now, to find out how much is lost in your home, we'd have to put a meter on all your appliances, and that's just not going to happen. It doesn't make sense to you. So to recap. Nuclear, coal, gas, petroleum, etc. We lose about 65% of the energy in raw material when we make electricity. That adds up to about 22 quadrillion British thermal units in the U.S. Now, just consider coal. Now, we used about 546 million short tons of coal just to make electricity, and that was just coal. It doesn't account for all the other raw material being used. So it's a hell of a lot. Now, as a matter of fact, that the energy that we lost in all, that's more than our annual, is the losses that we lost, is more than our annual gasoline consumption just lost to thermodynamics. When we move electricity from power plant to your home or your business, we lose another 5 to 6%. That is 69 trillion British thermal units, or roughly the same amount of energy Americans use just drying their clothes every year. And then now inside your home, that's a mystery. We just don't know. Now losses fluctuate all the time. The physics of the grid tells us that losses increase with temperature, current, and demand, which means if everyone turns on their lights, their AC and TV at the same time, losses are big. But even out that electricity, the losses are smaller. The same applies to your home, which is basically your own personal grid, if you will. You can reduce losses by spreading out your electricity instead of using all your appliances at the same time. Simple. So what's next? What are we actually paying for when we're on the grid? You're actually paying for, you're actually paying for generation expenses, transmission, and wasted energy. And there's nothing you can do about it if you're on the grid. Now, there are significant generation expenses because there are employees to drill, trucking the raw material like coal from one point to another, supervisors, middle management, executive teams, brokers, plant workers, utility company, middle people to source the distribution. There are losses and waste from the source of energy to the power plant, and from the power plant to the distribution systems, from the distribution systems to your home. Only about a third of the initial energy makes it onto your home, makes it to our homes and businesses. So that's about 66% you still have to pay for, or us consumers as a whole still have to pay for. There are employees to maintain poles, lines, transformers, and miscellaneous components. And there's a lot of wasted energy and cost associated with employees and companies to deal with toxic material, even at the point of processing raw materials to make electricity. Yes, this is a very insufficient process. So if you're asking yourself, is there a better way? Yes, there is. Solar. Now, when it comes to solar, there is no need for transmission losses or all the insufficiencies associated with the grid. It's clean and it's efficient. The energy is created right there at the solar panel in crystalline cells. The cells are coupled with an encapsulant on the top and the bottom, as well as a tempered glass on the top to protect the crystalline cells from the elements such as heat, cold, moisture, humidity, hail. As a matter of fact, panels today that are manufactured today are highly durable and typically not impacted by various weather conditions. So there is a better way. Solar. All right. We don't have to worry about all those insufficiencies. We don't have to worry about all the dirty energy. We don't have to worry about making the energy, or because the energy is made right there at the solar panel, and it's clean. So there you go.